So Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are asked about their next challengers, which I am so here for because, of course, they showed a bloodline package before this. And then they're like, let's go interview KO and Sami. And I was like, don't you fucking dare ask them about the bloodline again. Don't do it. And so I'm very glad that they didn't because I feel like they kind of tricked us with that. They were like, oh, wait, the bloodline? Let's go talk to KO and Sami. And I was like, don't.
It was
So
a
I'm glad
really
that
great
they,
swerve. Yeah,
yeah, so I
I
was like,
agree.
thank you. So basically, they were just asked, like, oh, like, you've had some great title defenses since Mania. And I was like, girl, what are you talking about? Um, and so she was like, so, like, who's next? And Sammy just basically says anybody, Street Profits. Who else did he say?
The
I don't
Street
know.
Profits. They said the Viking Raiders. KO said the Viking Raiders.
Whatever.
I love
So
Alpha
yeah. Oh,
Academy.
Alpha Academy. Yeah. So they were just listing. He said that since their issues with Imperium seem to be kind of done away with, and I was like, nah.
No, they're not. They're not.
Excuse me. And this is where we get more of the Judgment Day. Rhea and Dom roll up, and Rhea is pissed that they didn't even mention Judgment Day,
So
which
they
I was like,
didn't follow so they followed the unwritten rule because they felt disrespected.
yeah, yeah.
That
I'm
was a
surprised.
really funny, like the little details like that just get me every time. Like
Well, it's
KO
because it's
just,
Kevin Owens. That's why, and
well,
you have a crush on
yeah,
him.
he's the fucking man. So
So yeah, I think that this is a fair argument because, or a fair question to ask the tag team champions because, you know, some other champions like Rhea have been criticized a lot for not having many title defenses or feuds since Mania. But I mean, guys, neither has Sami and KO. Like,
yeah, they never
it really feels like they had they didn't have like long-term plans for them. It was like basically like, oh, we're gonna have you beat the Usos at Mania, and then after that, you kind of like, you finish off with the Usos, and then after that, we'll see. Like, I just like, I'm not for it. I feel like it's kind of crazy that it went from the Usos to them, and then they're just not really doing anything. So I hope that we kind of see them develop some sort of feud. I'm not against them still doing it with Imperium, but I don't know because just because Gunther is feuding with Drew McIntyre does not mean that Kaiser and Vinci need to as well. Like,
Yeah,
and not have their own thing going on. Like, they are a unit. But Gunther would come out and watch them in a tag team title match. They'd come out for an intercontinental title match, So it's like, I don't know that they need to pick and choose, but
no, I
we'll
love KO and Sammy's role right now because you need them on TV, and they've been in such a deep, you know, tolling feud with the bloodline, and that takes, everything from emotional, physical, mental, all that. So it's nice to see them be on the show and be the comic relief, and just go out there. They're going to have a backstage segment where they'll make you laugh, maybe two, and then they're going to have a feud or a match. I mean, that night they're going to do their thing and they're going to send the fans home happy. And I like how they're teaming with like Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins. So it makes you think like, oh, even if they weren't the tag team champions, they'd still be on this level with them because they're teaming with them and they're
mhm.
putting on these types of matches. So I like their role right now. I get it just because of how good the product is and how many people you need to get on screen and more airtime. And at this point, it seems like KO and Sammy are pretty okay with giving, the younger talent more airtime.
Yeah, I just want to see more title defenses. That's all, and
Yeah.
feuds, like legitimate feuds.